The sound of screaming filled the night. Firelight danced on the palace walls. Princess Amani ran barefoot through the dark, her heart pounding as the guards' shouts closed in behind her. Somewhere behind her, her mother's voice rose in a broken scream and then fell silent. Amani did not look back. She could not look back. A long time ago, there was a great kingdom called Njoro. Njoro sat between two rivers, surrounded by green hills and thick forests. Its people were strong and skilled, farmers, hunters, and traders who prospered under the rule of King Jabari. King Jabari was a wise and just ruler. His wife, Queen Nia, was known for her kindness and beauty. Together, they had one child, a daughter named Amani. Amani was everything the people of Njoro hoped for. Brave like her father, wise like her mother. Even as a child, she walked among the villagers, helping them with their work, listening to their troubles. Everyone said she would make a fine queen one day. But not everyone was happy about the strength of Njoro. To the west of Njoro lay the village of Karumo, ruled by King Sefu. King Sefu was not like King Jabari. Where Jabari was wise, Sefu was cruel. Where Jabari was patient, Sefu was quick to anger. And most dangerous of all, Sefu was jealous. Karumo was smaller, weaker. Its people struggled to grow crops in the rocky soil. They looked to Njoro with hungry eyes. King Sefu knew that if Njoro grew any stronger, his village would always remain in its shadow. He could not allow that. So he made a plan. It happened during the festival of the moon. The people of Njoro gathered in the village square, singing and dancing beneath the bright full moon. Drums beat through the night. The scent of roasting meat and honeyed yams filled the air. Amani wore a dress of white and gold, her braids decorated with tiny silver beads. Her mother sat beside her father on the royal platform, smiling as the dancers twirled before them. That was when the first arrow flew. It struck the lead drummer in the chest. He stumbled, then collapsed. For a moment, no one moved. Then the second arrow struck, and the third. Suddenly, the night exploded with screaming. Torches flew through the air, crashing into the huts. Flames climbed the thatched roofs. Soldiers in dark armor poured into the square, men from Karumo. King Sefu had attacked during the festival, knowing the people would be unarmed and unprepared. "Run!" the queen shouted, grabbing Amani's hand. But it was already too late. The river guard fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. Amani's father drew his sword and shouted for his men to protect the people. He struck down 3 of Sefu's men before they surrounded him. Amani watched as her father fell beneath a wave of swords. Her mother screamed and pulled her back toward the palace gates. "Run, Amani!" Amani stumbled as a burning beam fell across the courtyard. The heat was unbearable. Her mother pushed her toward the back gate. "Do not stop! Find the old healer in the forest. She will protect you." Tears streamed down Amani's cheeks. "Mother!" But the queen was already turning back toward the flames, toward the sound of fighting. Amani's last glimpse of her mother was of her lifting a broken spear as the enemy soldiers surrounded her. And then Amani ran. Amani ran through the night, her bare feet cutting on thorns and stones. The screams and the crackling of fire followed her. She stumbled into the forest, heart racing. The sound of footsteps followed her. She ran harder. Through the dark trees, she saw a flash of light, a lantern. An old woman stepped into the path. "Come, child," the woman said. Amani hesitated, but the sound of approaching footsteps made the decision for her. She rushed toward the woman's outstretched hand. The woman pulled her into the shadows, and the darkness swallowed them both. The woman's name was Mama Kessi. She lived deep in the forest, in a small hut made of mud and reeds. Herbs and dried roots hung from the ceiling. A small fire burned in the center of the room. "You are Amani, daughter of Jabari," Mama Kessi said, pouring water into a clay cup. Amani's throat tightened. "My parents, my people, are they?" Mama Kessi's eyes were dark and sad. "King Sefu has taken Njoro." Tears burned Amani's eyes. "My father, my mother." Mama Kessi's hand tightened around the cup. They fought bravely. Amani's shoulders shook as the truth sank into her chest. "I am alone," she whispered. Mama Kessie shook her head. "No, child, you are not alone. You carry the blood of the kings of Njoro. That blood does not die. One day you will take back your kingdom." Amani lifted her head. "How?" Mama Kessie's face darkened. "First, you must survive." For 2 years, Amani stayed with Mama Kessie. She learned to hunt and fight. She learned how to move silently through the forest, how to track prey, how to use a bow and knife. Mama Kessie taught her about herbs and poisons, about healing wounds and causing them. Every night, Amani dreamed of her father's sword, of her mother's scream, of the flames consuming Njoro. And every morning, she woke with one thought burning in her heart. She would make King Seifu pay. One evening, while gathering herbs, Amani heard movement in the trees. She froze, hand tightening on her knife. A man stepped into the clearing. His face was scarred and his eyes were cold. He wore the armor of Karumo. Amani's heart pounded. She knew his face. He was one of Seifu's commanders. He smiled. "Princess," he said, "King Seifu will be pleased to know you're alive." Amani's breath caught. She glanced toward the path behind him, blocked. "Come quietly, and I won't have to hurt you." Amani lifted her knife. "I'm not going anywhere." The man's smile widened as he drew his sword. Amani lunged!